So, hello everybody, my name is Colby Wilson, and I will be doing my project presentation on Stephen Hawkings. By now, many of us know Stephen Hawkings as a gifted man who made many contributions to the world of science. But despite him having Lou Gehrig's disease, he pushed through this trial to further educate himself and create many different theories. But how did he get here? Today we're going to be talking about his early life, his midlife, his personal life, the contributions that he made, a couple fun facts that I found very interesting and that I've seen before making this project, the end of his life, and the legacy that he left behind. Now let's get into it. So to start off, we're going to be talking about where he was born, where he came from. So Stephen Hawkings was born on January 8th, 1942 at Oxford, England. So whenever he was born, this was actually the date of the 300th anniversary of the passing of Galileo. So his parents and the doctors thought that this boy is going to be special and that he is going to be pretty much a genius. Straight out the womb. But both of his parents were graduates of Oxford, which his parents really pushed Hawkings to be like them. But believe it or not, during the early stages of his life, he was not too bright. But later on in life, he would graduate with honors in natural science and went to college at the University of Cambridge. So over the next couple of years, people started to take notice to Hawkings, and he would come to write over 15 different books. A Brief History of Time was one of his top-selling books. But sadly, at age 21, Hawking was diagnosed with Lou Gehrig's disease. Lou Gehrig's disease is it causes the nerve cells to break down and create weakness in the muscles. So he started to lose more functions over his body as time went on. And he believed that this was the end of his life, that he would not be able to make any great contributions. But while he was in the hospital, his roommate, which was a young boy with leukemia, shared that his life wasn't over and he should still follow his dreams to the best of his ability. But during the time before this all happened, he did have a wife named Jane Wilde. They ended up having 3 kids together, and their names were Robert, Lucy, and Timothy. Sadly, Jane and Hawkings would divorce in 1995. Now, I know this is a lot of depressing stuff, but this was pretty much his struggles in life and all the bad things that have ever happened to him. And whenever I was doing this project, it did make me think how this guy was able to go on with life. You know, if I found out that I had Lou Gehrig's disease and then my wife and I separated, I do not think that I would have any motivation or drive to do anything. But he was able to come up with so much and make many different contributions. For example, Hawkings was able to come up with the theory Hawking radiation, which was the theory that black holes do in fact emit radiation. He also made people ponder and think more on the origins of our own universe. So where we came from, how it happened. You know, he made us think deeper into the creation of our world, our universe, our galaxy. But he stated that no one could measure what events happened before the Big Bang, which we still try to find those answers today, but not much has really came up about the events before the Big Bang. But with all of these different contributions that he has made, he was appointed the Lucasian Professor of Mathematics and became one of the most famous academic chairs. Since he's done so much for the scientific community, he has to appear on TV from time to time. Now, a couple of shows that I have actually seen him in myself, one of my favorites is The Big Bang Theory. He, in that show, is kind of like a rival to Sheldon. He actually did make an in-appearance cameo one time, and it was just funny. I didn't know he could also be funny. But the next one, he's also made an appearance in Star Trek, where I don't really know much about Star Trek, but he was kind of like sitting in like a gathering or a meeting with a bunch of different generals, I guess. But yes, since he's made so many contributions to the world of science, he has made a lot of appearances in different science shows or science documentaries, and I just thought that was really cool. Stephen Hawking was predicted to die at the age of 25. He proved doctors wrong by living till he was 76. I thought that was crazy. I didn't know that Lou Gehrig's could lessen your lifespan, but he proved everybody wrong by living until he was in his 70s, which I thought was crazy and amazing on how many contributions that he has made to the world of science. While Hawkins did have struggles in his life, he wouldn't let that stop him. Some of his last words to the world were, "Be aware of the preciousness of time." So before we wrap it up here, I wanted to talk about the legacy that he left behind. He left a legacy of different puzzles of the universe, which gave a spark to many scientists and inspired generations of different scientists who read his books and listened to his lectures. I want to thank you all so much for listening. It was kind of cool learning a lot of different stuff about Stephen Hawking's. I just know he was a very important man in the world of science, but I did get to learn a lot more about him and his legacy and everything that he's ever done. But I would like to thank you all so much for watching and listening, and have a great day.